Did you know that everything you've been told about the early days of Rome might be completely wrong? Before it became the eternal city, Rome was just a small village holding on to a secret so explosive that its first kings swore to keep it hidden from everyone. What did they know that the world was never supposed to find out? This isn't just another story about Romulus and Remus or the legends you've already heard. Today, we're diving into what history books conveniently left out. A secret that shaped Rome but was buried in the shadows for centuries. Why? Because if it ever came to light, it could change everything, big time. The first kings weren't just leaders. They were guardians. Guardians of something so powerful that they chose to hide the truth behind myths and legends. But here's the big question: why were they so desperate to protect this secret? And what does it mean for the story of Rome? You're standing on the edge of uncovering the truth. A secret buried deep within Rome's 7 hills, hidden in the stories we've been told. But fair warning, understanding this might change everything you thought you knew about Rome, about history, and maybe even about the world. So stick around, because today you're about to hear the story almost no one dares to tell. Rome's forbidden secret is about to be revealed, and what you discover might just change the way you see the past forever. Before Rome was called the Eternal City, before its streets echoed with the footsteps of legions, and before its glory conquered the world, there was a simple land full of promise. A fertile land, surrounded by hills and crossed by a gentle river, the Tiber. Today, we're traveling back to those humble beginnings, to where it all started. Picture this: you're walking through this land thousands of years ago. Around you are green fields and hills that seem to touch the sky. The Tiber flows beside you, like a living artery, connecting villages and people. It's a place where 3 great cultures coexist, and sometimes collide. The Latins, who lived in the region of Latium, were simple but determined farmers. They knew how to make the most of the fertile land around them. Their villages were small, built with straw and clay. They raised livestock, grew wheat, and, most importantly, relied on the river for their survival. To them, the Tiber wasn't just water, it was their lifeline, connecting them to other villages and tribes. Further north, we meet the Etruscans, a very different people. They didn't just survive, they thrived. Masters of metallurgy, they forged weapons, tools, and even jewelry that left everyone who saw them in awe. Their temples were grand, their cities well organized, and their religious rituals wrapped in mystery. Some say they had a special, almost magical knowledge passed down from even older civilizations. When the Etruscans looked at the Tiber, they didn't just see a trade route. They saw a path to power. Before we go any further, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the channel. Let's hit our goal of 1,000 subscribers together. We can make this happen, let's do it. The Sabines, who lived further to the east, were known for their strength and discipline. They were warriors, but they were also deeply spiritual. To them, the connection to the land and the gods was everything. Every harvest, every battle, every major decision was followed by a ritual. This profound respect for the unseen forces that governed the world would later become a hallmark of Rome. Now, imagine these 3 cultures living side by side. All of them depended on the same river, fought for fertile land, and worked to protect their traditions. It wasn't easy. Rivalries ran deep, and trade didn't always bring peace. But amidst this chaos, something remarkable began to take shape. At the heart of this region lay Rome's 7 hills. This seemingly simple place was much more than just elevated ground, it was strategic. The hills protected its people from invaders, the river guaranteed trade and sustenance, and the surrounding land was perfect for farming and raising livestock. But there was something more. Ancient legends whispered that these hills were sacred, chosen by the gods for something extraordinary. It was here, among these hills, that villages began to unite. At first, they simply shared the space. Then they realized that together, they could become stronger. This union wasn't just born out of necessity, it was driven by something bigger, an idea, a vision, a purpose. The Latins brought their language, which would eventually become Latin. The Etruscans taught them how to build temples, forge weapons, and organize society. And the Sabines, with their strength and spiritual convictions, helped shape the warrior spirit and religious mindset that would define Rome for centuries. Each tribe contributed a piece of the puzzle to something greater than themselves. But here's the real question: why these hills? Why this specific place? Was it just the perfect strategic location, or was there something more? Something only Rome's first kings knew about. Something they fought to protect as the world around them changed. In this environment, surrounded by culture, conflict, and mystery, Rome was born. Not as an ordinary city, but as something far greater. Something that carried within its foundations the secret we're about to uncover. Have you ever wondered how Rome, the eternal city, truly began? Everyone knows the story of Romulus and Remus, the twin brothers raised by a she-wolf who founded the city. But what if I told you that's just the surface? That behind this legend lies a secret so powerful, Rome's first kings did everything to keep it hidden. The story we know says Romulus killed his brother Remus to become Rome's first king. But no one asks, why? Was it just a power struggle, or did Romulus know something he had to protect? Something that couldn't be shared, not even with his own brother. And then there are Rome's 7 hills. Did you know they weren't chosen at random? For centuries, these hills were considered sacred. Ancient legends claim they were protected by unseen forces, chosen by the gods as the perfect place for something extraordinary. But what made these hills so special? In Rome's early years, secret rituals weren't just ceremonies for protection. They were pacts, mystical alliances between the leaders and something far greater. But what exactly were these rituals protecting? What did Rome's first kings discover that made them swear eternal silence? Some believe the secret was an artifact hidden within the hills. Others say it was a pact with the gods, something that guaranteed Rome's success. And there are even those who claim the secret was so dangerous that, if revealed, it could destroy everything. And here's the most fascinating part: could this secret still be hidden? Was it lost forever, or is it still out there, buried in the ruins, waiting for someone brave enough to uncover it? What would you do if you found clues to this mystery? Over the next few minutes, we'll explore the hidden stories, the secret rituals, and the mysterious alliances that shaped Rome's foundation. Together, we'll get closer and closer to the secret that changed everything. Because this is just one chapter in the mysteries of Rome. And the ones to come will surprise you even more. Are you ready to continue with me? Because the true story of Rome is only beginning. Now that we know how it all started, it's time to dive into the heart of the mystery. Rome didn't become the eternal city by chance. From its earliest days, something extraordinary was hidden in its foundations. But what was it? Let's explore 3 theories that might explain why Rome's first kings protected this secret so fiercely. If this makes sense to you, drop the number 1 in the comments. If you've got opposing thoughts about these teachings, drop the number 0 and share your opinion below. The first theory takes us far beyond the time of Romulus and Remus. Even before the Latins, Etruscans, and Sabines settled in this region, ancient peoples lived here. People who might have left behind something extraordinary, knowledge. And not just any knowledge, wisdom so powerful it could change the destiny of those who possessed it. What if Rome's first kings stumbled upon this knowledge? Star maps, secrets of nature, or even advanced techniques for construction and planning. This wisdom might have guided crucial decisions, where to build temples, how to organize their people, or even how to defend themselves against enemies. Rome didn't become great solely because of its soldiers' strength or its fertile lands. It thrived because it was meticulously planned. Every temple, every wall, every alliance was carefully thought out, almost as if they were following a blueprint far beyond what we can imagine. The second theory suggests that the secret wasn't just something discovered, but something agreed upon. Rome's first kings may have formed a pact, not with other kings or leaders, but with the gods themselves. They believed that Rome's destiny was tied to divine will, and to secure the city's protection, they needed to forge spiritual alliances. These pacts weren't like the deals we think of today. They involved secret rituals, whispered promises, and sometimes even sacrifices. For the first kings, these rituals were a guarantee that Rome would have the favor of the gods, a powerful, invisible force that guided every battle and protected every citizen. But like all pacts, this one came with a price. The kings knew that if they broke their promises, they could lose the gods' favor. And without it, Rome would be doomed. This pact was both a blessing and a curse, something they had to protect at all costs. The third theory is even more fascinating. What if the secret was something physical, a sacred artifact hidden in Rome's hills? Something the first kings believed held the power to shape the city's destiny. Some say this artifact might have been a relic left behind by ancient peoples. Others believe it was a gift from the gods, something so powerful that, if it fell into the wrong hands, it could destroy Rome. Imagine what such an object could mean. It could inspire an army, unite tribes, or even shape the future of an empire. If this theory is true, it makes sense that the first kings would have done everything to hide the artifact. They knew their survival depended on keeping it out of reach, not just from their enemies, but even from their closest allies. Whatever the truth behind this secret, it directly shaped Rome's destiny. From the very beginning, the first kings used this knowledge, pact, or artifact to guide their decisions. It's what allowed Rome to grow from a secluded village into a rising power. Rome wasn't just built with dirt and stone. It was built on wise decisions and a vision that seemed far ahead of its time. And that's why this secret was so crucial. It didn't just define Rome's past, it secured its future. The first kings didn't just protect this secret, they buried it within legends and myths. The story of Romulus and Remus, the rituals of the hills, even political decisions, all were carefully crafted to divert attention from what truly mattered. But the clues are still there, scattered in ruins, ancient texts, and stories that have survived through the centuries. And maybe this secret is closer than we think. So, what do you think? Was it ancient knowledge, a pact with the gods, or a hidden artifact? What we do know is that without this secret, Rome might never have existed. And here's the most fascinating part, it might still be out there, waiting for someone to uncover it. Think about it, what if I told you that every major decision made by Rome's first kings, every temple they built, every battle they planned, was guided by something no one else knew about? A secret that wasn't just a piece of information but the key to transforming a village into an eternal empire. Did you enjoy this story? Drop a like and help keep Rome's legacy alive. These kings weren't just rulers, they were strategists who knew exactly where Rome should be built and how it would grow. It was as if they were following an invisible blueprint, something only they had access to. But what was this something? And how did it shape the Rome we know today? Rome's 7 hills. Have you ever wondered why these specific hills were chosen? It wasn't just because they protected the city or were close to the Tiber River. These hills were different. They carried a spiritual significance that few dare to talk about. Ancient legends say these hills were energy points, places where the divine and earthly realms met. And when Rome's first kings arrived, they knew they weren't just building a city. They were creating something far greater, something meant to last forever. What began as a small village on sacred hills quickly grew into the greatest empire the world had ever seen. But this wasn't by chance. It was a plan. And that plan had everything to do with the secret that Rome's first kings guarded so fiercely. Imagine this: every decision, every battle won, every alliance formed, seemed tied to something much bigger. As if Rome's destiny had been mapped out from the very beginning. And that destiny was guided by a secret that, even today, few dare to speak of. Now, here's a question no one asks: what would happen if this secret were revealed today? Could it still be hidden within the hills, waiting for someone brave enough to uncover it? Or has it already been found and kept silent by those who still protect it? Perhaps that's what makes Rome so fascinating. It's not just the ruins or the stories of glory. It's the mystery woven into every stone, every legend, every decision made by its earliest leaders. Deep down, we all know Rome is more than just a city. It's a symbol. A riddle that hasn't yet been solved. And what if I told you that what you've discovered here is just the beginning? In upcoming videos, we'll dive deeper, uncover more clues, and explore hidden stories to understand why Rome still holds so many mysteries. Because trust me, this secret is just the tip of the iceberg. Are you ready to continue this journey with me? The next chapter is coming. And it might change everything you think you know about Rome. We've reached the end of this story, or is it just the beginning? Think about this: the secret that Rome's first kings protected wasn't just a legend. It changed the course of history. Without it, Rome might never have existed. The 7 hills, the temples, the armies, none of it would have happened without something greater guiding it all. This secret was more than an idea. It was the invisible force that connected every decision, every victory. The first kings knew this and did everything they could to protect what they knew. But what exactly were they hiding? And why does it still fascinate us today? Now, here's a question you need to answer: has this secret truly been lost to time? Or is it still hidden, waiting to be uncovered? Imagine, for a moment, that you find the right clues, connect the dots, and reveal what's been hidden for centuries. What would it mean for everything we know about Rome, and maybe even about ourselves? Maybe the secret lies somewhere in the hills, buried in the ruins, or even in the stories we've heard and repeated but never questioned. Maybe it's closer than we think, hidden in plain sight, invisible to those who don't know where to look. And what if I told you this is just the beginning? What you've discovered today is only the surface. In the next videos, we'll go even deeper. We'll explore ancient rituals, secret alliances, and the clues left behind by Rome's first kings. Because trust me, Rome still holds mysteries that can change everything you think you know. So, are you ready to continue this journey? The next chapter will take you to places few have dared to explore. And who knows? Together, we might finally uncover the greatest secret in Rome's history. Stay with me, because the best is yet to come. And remember, Sometimes the secret is hidden right in front of our eyes, just waiting to be discovered.